Frog gigging, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're talking about today. Welcome to Something in the Wild. I'm your host, Tyler Smith, and it's a beautiful Monday night. Got done with work here today, came back home, cooked up some frog legs. Yeah, that's right, frog legs, ladies and gentlemen. And they were delicious, might I add. For those of you guys that have been following around or, following what I've been posting, following the podcast, listening to the episodes, you might have noticed also that on the YouTube channel, there are some new and exciting things going on. Some very new, very exciting things. Lots of long-form videos coming out. So every Tuesday, I post this podcast as normal, as I've been doing since January, but we just recently added a new segment to Something in the Wild, and that's our long-form video segment on Thursdays. So every Thursday, I'm going to be posting a video about, some sort of adventure, some sort of project, things like that. We've been doing stuff like, floating down the river, fly fishing, shark fishing, camping, all sorts of stuff. It's fun. It's a great time. Looking forward to bringing more stuff like that because that we are going to continue to do it every Thursday. Be sure to look out for it. But yeah, things have been going great around the Smith household. We just went on a pretty exciting adventure this past weekend. So Sammy's brother Connor came out. He's, always down for an adventure. So every time he comes out here, I'm like, hey man, you want to do this? And he's like, heck yeah, let's do it. So we, pack the bags and we go do it. And that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about today. It is frog gigging, Gigging. That, and, for those of you guys that may not be familiar to this, I guess it would be like a Southern culture type thing, but you can find bullfrogs everywhere. Frog gigging is I guess you'd call it an art of spearing frogs. So basically you can buy these custom looking, these Poseidon pitchfork looking things and take them out at night. Listen for the frogs. You can hear frogs basically in any pond that you go to, big bullfrogs. You take them out at night, probably an hour or so after the sun goes down, and they'll start croaking. And, you got to find them, figure out where they're at. A lot of the time you'd be able to spot them with like a spotlight, and you can see their eyes glowing. But essentially what you do is you shine that light on them. You try and sneak up real close to them, and you send the spear right into them. And this was kind of a two-nighter for us. We went out the first night, Saturday night, and the original plan was far from frog gigging. We were going out there to fish. We were going out there to just relax on the bank, throw out some lines, see if we could catch some catfish. And it took a very sharp turn whenever I heard some frogs, and I was like, you know what? That's something I've never done before, is frog gigging. So I wanted to give it a shot. And, long story short, tried to fashion a quote-unquote spear, which is laughable. Even for me, very laughable of our effort to construct a spear out of sticks that were laying on the ground. And might I add, not very good sticks. They were all, they were bent and dry. There was no straight wood on the whole entire bank, I swear. I was looking everywhere trying to find some, couldn't find anything. And the spears that we had were just not very good. And but we did see a lot of frogs, which was very promising, and which led me to the following day run to the store and grab some supplies, and come back here, did a little bit of sanding, a little bit of drilling, and boom, we got ourselves a frog spear, and we went out again and ended up getting some. It's going to be a cool video. I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys. It's just a good time, man. Good time spending time with friends and family and loved ones. And it's very different whenever you're outside at night. There's not a lot of activities that you really do at night, like hunting wise. I mean, you'll be out there at night a lot of the time, but it's just a different vibe whenever it's the summertime at night. So frog season runs from, I believe it was July 1st to October 31st or something like that. That's the legal time you can take frogs. And so being out there in the summer it's a wild experience, man. The swamp, anyone that's been near water at night can understand what I'm talking about here. Just super loud, bunch of bugs, crickets, frogs, everything's chirping, everything's making a lot of noise in it, and it's really fun. It's really enjoyable. It was a cool experience. So yeah, look forward to that here in a couple days. I'll post a reel on Instagram, and you guys can get a little preview, and then go check out the video on YouTube. It'll be a lot of fun. Now, the next thing I kind of want to talk, this is going to be a short episode, by the way. Don't plan on going too long, but I wanted to kind of share with you guys some of the plans that are coming up. I don't really have a guest or anything, obviously. It's just me today. Didn't really have a whole lot to talk about or prepare for because I was frogging last night on a work night, might I add. Listen, I'm always going to bed super early, so staying out late that's a big deal for me. But I was able to get my sleep, get my rest, and had a good day today. But I wanted to talk about kind of what's going on, what's coming up in the future here. I feel like I haven't done this in a while. So one of the biggest, most notable things, well, I guess there's a couple things. So number one, backcountry hunters and anglers. I've been in contact with the Pennsylvania chapter head. His name is, oh man, come on, Tyler. You got to remember this. Hang on a second. His name is Adam Eckley. So, like I said, he's the Pennsylvania chapter head for backcountry hunters and anglers. And I wanted to really talk to him, get him on the podcast, and talk about the stuff that BHA is doing in Pennsylvania. A lot of really cool stuff. I mean, they're fighting for expanded Sunday hunting opportunities in Pennsylvania. They're fighting for land access, fighting various regulations and things like that. So, awesome guy. Based on the limited amount of talking I've done to him, and he wanted me to come out to one of their events. They're doing this thing called Muster in the Mountain, and it's just a BHA event. A bunch of members are going to come. It's on some farm up in northeast Pennsylvania, and basically what you do is you camp there and have a good time. Do some out, hiking, adventuring, being around like-minded people that enjoy hunting and fishing and being out in the wilderness. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a great time, and I'm going to have him on the podcast. So I'm going to have a good opportunity to talk with him and have him share, his experiences with backcountry hunters and anglers and what it is that they are working on and how us as civilians, as ordinary people that might not be as involved, can get involved and can help out, especially if you're interested in that sort of thing. Hailing from the Keystone State, Pennsylvania, if you want to get involved, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of avenues for that to make that happen, which is great. The more people involved, the better. The more voice we have, the more leverage we have whenever we're fighting for these initiatives, right? So that'll be cool. That'll be really, really cool. And another thing that I want to talk about, that's one weekend. Then the following weekend, my family and I are packing our bags and we're heading to St. Thomas. So the United States territory down in the Bahamas. And I am very, very excited. I've never been to U.S. Virgin Island before, so this is going to be a first for me. And I've been looking a lot into the outdoor recreational opportunities that are there. And I found a lot of fishing. First of all, there's decent fishing down there. A lot of fish and things like that. Snorkeling is a great activity. There's some hiking trails and stuff that go on the island. There's also a national park. So I believe it's St. John Island. It's basically all national park. It's the U.S. Virgin Island National Park, I think it's called, or something like that. But essentially, big, giant national park. Going to be spending some time there, I'm sure. Probably have to take a ferry over there, which will be fun. But the biggest thing and the thing that I'm most excited for is spearfishing. So I'm sure a lot of people probably have seen, like, spearfishing has taken off recently in the past 10 or so years. And I know I'm probably pretty late to the party, but I've been doing a lot of research and figuring out what kind of fish I want to target and things like that, because, I'm brand new to this. I barely snorkel, never scuba dived or anything like that. So learning how to spearfish, how to free dive there's probably going to be a steep learning curve, but I'll be bringing my GoPro along for the ride, and hopefully I can share that with you guys, and hopefully I might be able to, poke a couple fish. It's funny, like all these outdoor activities, you can go as simple as possible, or you can go as complex as possible. I've been looking into different kinds of spears, different like wetsuits, fins, gloves, diving knives, things like that. But I think what I'm going to do, just because I am so new to it, I'm going to buy probably a spear. I'm going to buy like poke resistant gloves so I don't get poked by anything that I don't want to be poked by. And I might get a diving knife. I don't know. I feel like I just use a regular knife, but I don't know if it's going to rust or something whenever I take it in the salt water. We'll see what happens. I still got to look into it a little bit more. We got about a month. A month until we leave. So that'll be a good time for sure. But, just getting into spearfishing and chasing after different kinds of species. I think I'm probably going to target mostly lionfish. So lionfish are invasive to the Bahamas. I think they were released in Florida in the 1980s, and they just have taken off. No natural predators. They just, they thrive in that sort of water. So being able to go out there and poke a couple of those, I think it'll be really fun. And I hear they're very good eating, so I'll be able to cook some up. But that's the plan for right now. Got to watch out for the spines, though, on lionfish. They are poisonous, and if you get jabbed, no bueno. I hear it kind of feels like a wasp sting or something like that, maybe a little bit worse than a wasp sting. So got to be on the lookout for that. But yeah, super cool stuff coming up, guys. Super, super cool. I hope you guys enjoy what you're watching. If you have any suggestions, any ideas, I know some people have been making suggestions before, which is great. I love it. Keep them coming, and I'll try and get to all of them. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I really appreciate you guys listening. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos, and looking forward to bringing more just like that every Tuesday and Thursday. Remember that, Tuesday and Thursday. Usually around like 9 a.m. is when the videos drop. So Tuesday, Thursday, if you want to watch more, make sure to subscribe. And like I said, make sure to comment if you want to watch me do something specific. Okay? All right, sounds good, guys. Thank you so much, and make sure to keep it wild.